Hi, welcome to Small Business Saturday and my Turkey Trot Black Friday sales event. If you don't know who I am, my name is Jan Hibbard and my business is Log Cabin Leather by Jan. I'm here in the basement of my log cabin home where I make all my handmade leather products. And again, today I'm offering a special Small Business Saturday, Black Friday weekend sales deal, which is on belts and guitar straps. So this is a buy one at full price, get one at half price. But I will tell you how you can get a little bit better deal on that, which is to join my email, and I'll go into that in a little bit. I am going to take you through and show you some of the items I'm offering and the customizations. Again, I make belts in all widths for people of all sizes. All my belts are custom ordered, cut and to the size you want. So you're going to get a perfectly fitting belt. If you're ordering it for Christmas, I can go into some details about getting the sizing. Hope I remember to do that. And, again, how you can get the best deals. Also, celebrating Native American Indian Heritage Month, which is the whole month of November. So 10% of all my sales this entire month are going to be donated to Mount Kearsarge Indian Museum, which is an Indian museum located in Warner, New Hampshire. Powwow magazine has rated it number 6 of all the Indian museums of the United States. I am an educator there. I've worked there for quite a while. And the collection they have is extensive, covers the entire United States. It really is a must-see if you're in this region. So again, 10% of my sales this month are going to be donated to that museum. Sadly, we lost the founder of the museum at the age of 99 this August. So this is also to honor him. So today we're offering belts and straps for sale. I'm going to start with the belts. And again, belts in all widths. Right now, I'm going to show you 1 3/4 down to 3/4 inch, because that's what I could fit on this rack. But I even have 1/2 inch belts. And again, they are custom fit to the size you need. So, first of all, let's go into how that works. If you're ordering a belt for somebody else, and you're not sure of the size, pant size is not right. And again, like everything, you buy pants from a different company, they're a different, at least women's pants are. Some things a 12 is for me, sometimes a 10 is loose. It depends on the manufacturer. So again, sizing from pants are not accurate. Waist size, again, a lot of people say their waist size is their pant size is not true either if you put a tape measure on. So to get the perfectly fitting belt, you need to take a belt the person wears now, especially if it's for a gift. You want to measure from the end here to the hole they wear it on. And again, belts usually don't have holes in them. So the hole you tell me, if it's a 34, I have a belt here. This is a custom order for a belt they wanted deer and arrows on it. I don't know if that shows on the camera very well. And 34-inch waist. So from the end of the belt to this hole is going to be 34 inches for their belt. Couple holes either side of that, made long enough so that when you're wearing it on even, it's going to go through your belt loops, but not hang too much more than that is the idea. If you want it sized differently, if you want the belt to be exactly so long, you can tell me that. The holes can be half size, you tell me, and I'm going to make the belt that size. When you order it in person, you put it around your waist, and we do it right to your body. And don't worry about the actual inch measurements, but obviously at a show, online, you can't do that. So now as far as colors, I have belts in all different colors. So we have your standard black belt. I have several shades of like a reddish brown. So we have what's called a chestnut, which is, has a reddish tone to it. I think that's very nice. I have what's called a russet, which is a little bit more, still kind of has a reddish tone to it, but it's a little bit lighter. So they call this darker one chestnut, and they call this one russet. These belts are pre-dyed from the factory. I do not dye them. They are a solid piece of leather. The hide is bigger than this room when it comes. It is, the the whole cow, basically the back and shoulders and so forth, without the stomach, because those are stretchier parts, not good for a belt. It is rugged, it is, heavy. I have a hard time fitting it in this room to cut it originally. So all these are cut by hand, which is why I can make them any width. Now, if you have a special buckle, those can go on these. So if you have a special buckle that somebody has and you want to get a belt for it because they've outgrown the belt, I can do that too. Let me just... Measuring on that type of belt would be a little bit different. So if that's the case and it's a this was my dad's buckle and this is what my dad's belt from 40 some odd years ago that I made. It has this hook on the back. So to measure for this type of belt, you do need to measure from that hook because that added another 2 inches to the, belt from where the leather ends. So on that, you'd measure to the hole they wear it on. That's going to be the middle hole. Again, same thing as the measuring, but now you're going to measure from the end of that. So I just wanted to make sure, as far as that goes. If you have any questions, message me, comment, things like that. Again, if you are interested in getting this deal today and so forth, if you message me, I might even give you a better deal, especially on the guitar straps. But this is a buy one, get one half price. So if you buy a belt at full price, you get another one half off. It does not have to be the same length, width, color, anything like that. It can be for 2 different people. It's any belt, and guitar straps too. So any straps you can get part of this deal. So again, you have the black, you have the russet and the chestnut. Then we go to what's called a chocolate. Chocolate. Now notice this belt has lines on the side. This one does not. This is actually okay. No, that's a black. No, okay. This is called Havana. This is a real dark brown, and this is called chocolate. So these are my dark browns, I guess I would say. These lines are optional. So if you want the lines on the side, you'd have to specify that to me when you order it. At the side, you also get your choice of buckles. So I have the rectangle buckle, the oval buckle, this horseshoe buckle. Now all the buckles are brass. I also have them in nickel over brass, which would be a silver finish on the outside. So those are choices for any belt too. Again, the best way to look at all this is really to look at my website. On my website, you're going to be able to see the colors, belts with designs and so forth. You can see that better. You can see the choices of buckles, things like that. Then, really, to get this deal, I don't have all these prices and changes and stuff listed on the website because I don't know how to do that. Everything I've done, I do myself. I take all my pictures. My website I've built myself through a course or whatever, but I'm not that tech savvy. And because I'm offering different deals each day and at different hours throughout the day even. Some of my special deals, like 50% off, only went for 8 hours, and then it switched to 30% off, it changed. So it depended on the time. So there's no way in the world I know how to do that on my website, especially because we are one thing half price. I don't know how to do that. So you do need to message me, email me, leave a comment, anything like that, and then we can exchange emails and communicate that way, or you can call me, things like that. And I believe you can find my phone number right here on my Facebook page. So again, let's go started. So you've got black, you've got your real dark brown, you've got your chestnut, you've got your russet, you've got medium brown or chocolate. You've got chocolate. You've got, this is my medium brown. And then I even have a lighter one, which is what's called tan. So again, to see I think the pictures on my website are going to show the colors. Although the chestnut and the russet, I actually don't think I have on the website because those are newer colors I got. So if you're interested in one of those, you may, you need to message me. And then I can send you other pictures and stuff. It's not a done deal. I want you to get what you want and so forth. So I'm not going to, you ordered this is what you're getting. It's only me you're going to deal with. It's only me. I'm a one-person business, a small business, very small business. So it's just me. So, I'm going to work with you to give you what you want. I want you to be happy. And I do have to say, most people are happy with my belts. They come back, not because their belt is worn out necessarily, but because they wanted a different color. A lot of people tell me it is the best belt they've ever had. It is solid leather. It's heavy. Some of them are, but it's built to last. So again, lines on it, lines off of it. You order it. I also have, belts with tool designs. And those you're really going to have to look at the website because they're always different. I don't, that's hard to show. This is what I have in stock right now for 1.5 inch. But you can look at the website and see some others. That one too. Another color I actually didn't mention was I do have navy blue. This is navy. I see. Actually, in the lighting, you can see that it's blue. This is navy blue. That is a hand-dyed belt. It's the same leather, again, that these are made out of. It's the same leather. It's just I dye these, which is the difference between that and these other colors. The navy blue I have to dye because they don't make the belt leather with that color pre-dyed. So you've got your tooled belts. Now, again, solid color belts run in the, again, in 3/4 inch belt. So a narrow woman's, let me say more woman's belt. I have those in some tool designs. I have those in some different colors. I have purple, again, the navy blue, a royal blue. Now these are a little bit thinner leather, so they're not going to hold up. They're not really meant to hold your pants up and cinch up real tight to hold pants. They're more a decorative, like my pants. I don't need anything to hold them up. It would be more to, enhance your outfit or whatever. So again, royal blue, jade, that's called purple. This is navy blue. But anyway, so now the 3/4 inch belts, the plain ones, are $35. The inch ones are $39. The 1.25 inch ones, which are, again, my most popular, the plain ones, are $43. 1.5 inch are $45. 1 3/4 are $49. Again, all this you can find on my website, which is logcabinleatherbyjan.com. If you're here on my Facebook page, same thing with just the .com on there. So again, you've got the prices there. The ones with the tool designs. I mean, each design here is stamped in one impression at a time. This is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That design is done 6 times just to make that design here. And this is another one done 4 times in the middle. This is another one done 4 times there. You've got that, it's all stamped by hand. It takes some time. And then the color is something that makes my belts unique. You can see this has some beautiful coloring in it, whereas the plain, the designs stand out better. The colors do help make it stand out, but that's a dye resist to do some of that. So if you don't want color, things like that, you can custom order belts. Now, of course, for Christmas, depends on where I'm at, how far I can get with that. The tooled belts, again, the 3/4 inch ones are $59. The inch ones are $79. Get a bunch of those. This, of course, this design for women is one of my most popular, the flowers. So these are $79. And then the they go up to $85 for the 91 and 95 for the wider tooled belts. All that is, again, on the website, the prices and things like that. So, again, you can get one of those for half price if you, one belt for half price if you order a second belt. I'm also going to show you some of the guitar straps. Now, my guitar straps, I think, are absolutely beautiful. Again, they have beautiful, beautiful designs. What makes them different than a lot of others, they are fully padded on the whole back. It's not just this little patch that moves around and slides around. The whole thing is padded. And like the belts, the edges are beveled and so forth, which makes them a little smoother, helps to round them off, things like that. So these straps are absolutely beautiful. They provide ultimate comfort. So, You can play without pain for hours on end. They are fully adjustable. Again, this is another thing that can be adjusted when you order it. I'm going to ask, if you know the person and the strap is for the instrument they're using now, how do they hold it? What's the length of their strap now? Because obviously this strap is pretty long, again, because people come in all different body sizes. This one probably might be too long for some people unless you hold your instrument real low. So I can adjust that before it is sent out to you. So that's the kind of thing I want to know because I want to make sure it's going to be right for you. Now I make guitar straps in all different widths. I have 1.5 inch right up to 4 inch. So this was a 2 inch, I believe. I also have, and so here's a wider one. Now most of them I do a leather lining. I think that's what most people preferred. It's not going to, it's upholstery leather, so it's not going to absorb your sweat. It's going to be easy to wash, clean. It's water, stain resistant, things like that. So durable. I can also do a suede lining if you want. Some people prefer that. It prevents the instrument from sliding around, things like that. It really depends on the player. Again, same thing, but 4 inches wide, Some people like the wider straps. So I have them, again, all widths and everything in between. Is a 2.5, I think. So again, all different widths. I also have this very unique style that I'm going to show you, which is a curved strap. Now if you notice, this kind of has an S shape to it. Well, what this does is it wraps around. It keeps it from rubbing on your neck because the curve of it curves it away, where some of those straps do kind of sit touching your neck. It keeps it away from the curve of your neck, goes in between your backbones there, which adds more comfort to it. And again, can be adjustable to accommodate what you want. I also make, again, I have those in all different widths. I also make them, of course, if you were a left-handed player, that would go the opposite way. So I have them. I'm trying to get my ears so you can see the strap at the top. So you can, adjust it however you would need to. I do actually have a left-handed guitar that I display this one on usually. They do all except strap locks. This one I do have strap locks on. Things like that. They're padded and stuff, but the padding does stop at the end here so that you can accommodate the strap locks and things like that. So fully padded, adjustable, all the different designs. So this is a 3-inch one. Again with the curve. So again, keeps it off your shoulders. So now these range, I didn't bring the prices with these. $199, $179, things like that. They are, I would say, for the more professional player, they're not, they're going to last a long, long time. But again, if you're not a professional player, if you don't stand up playing, if you don't do gigs or performances, then, you probably don't need a strap as beautiful as this. I can do them without padding and things like that, which would bring the price down, but that would be a special order. I don't really charge a whole lot extra for special orders or anything, but, obviously it would be less than these because they wouldn't have the padding and so forth. Now, the other thing I have that goes with these straps, and you can order them as sets. That matches. I have these beautiful, what's called I call them mechanics belts. They are belts. They do not have a metal buckle on them. So see, this is that chestnut color again. The buckle hooks on the inside. So it has this hook here, just like the fancy buckles do. Just like this type of buckle. But it's built into the belt. You cannot remove it. All the other belts have removable buckles. You get your choice of buckle. This is not removable. What makes this nice is this is great for a musician because you are not going to scratch the back of your instrument and get buckle rash. Prevents buckle rash. So a lot of these are in colors that, complement the straps. The colors, the tones. A lot of them will go with the straps that I have. And so depending on what you like and the colors and things like that, you can get straps to match. Make it, probably, that color's probably the better one. But again, you get your choice of them. So see, to me, this strap and that belt look nice together. So again, if you buy the belt or the guitar strap, you can get the belt at a discounted price. So these are the mechanics belts and they come in the different 1.25" up to 1.75", and they run about $5 more than the standard plain belts. So these are like $50 because they're 1.5". Whereas an 1.5" belt here is $45. So a little bit different, but again, very unique. They're great for mechanics. They won't scratch or get somebody with an antique car. I mean, those belts are a really unique thing that, obviously are great for certain people and that type of thing. So those, again, you can find those on my website. I do have combination deals that have both of those. So if you say, I want this combination deal, I will give you even an additional discount over that. But again, the way to get the best discount at this point, again, during my Black Friday sales event when it started, I offered 50% off things, site-wide. Then I went to 30%. Then, different things were offered at different times. So those have all passed by, and the sales are getting, less and less. You get the biggest deals first on. And again, everything is one of a kind. So once it's gone, it is gone. Each of these straps, I only have one of. They're all one of a kind, things like that. I don't stock millions of them, so I do have materials to make more. But again, if you want it for Christmas and so forth like that, you need to order now and check things out now. To get the best deal, you want to join my email. When you join my email, you automatically get a 20% discount on anything you order. So if you do that, you're going to get a discount code. So to order anything today, like I said, you can't just order it off the website because the buy one, get one discount won't be applied. The 20% could be applied, but the buy one, get one half off deal is not going to be applied. So what you need to do is message me. There is a little chat feature right there on my website. You can use that and say, I want this guitar strap belt combo. I join, your email, your discount code is such and such, and I also want to get the buy one, get one half price deal. So, tell me that, and I will work with you and get the price and things like that, and you'll get what you want, and, the sizing and all that are things that would be discussed, and that's going to give you the best deal. So there is a link on my Facebook page to join my email, and I don't believe it's the correct. I think it's a MailChimp thing, and I don't know how to get rid of it. Different things on my website. I do have, if you go to my page and follow me or whatever, I do have links after some of the videos that I can put in there. Of course, Facebook does not like that, but I do have some links in there. From my website, you can join my email, my home page. It's right there in, plain sight on the home page. So you can join the email there. There's a chat feature. So again, I would say that would be your best way to go about looking at what you want, because you can see the different designs and so forth laid out better than what I'm showing now. You can see the belts. You can see more, learn more about the mechanics belts. And then once you've decided what you want, write it down or put things in your cart and then copy that, and send that via the chat or email or whatever. And let me know the discounts and things like that, and I will work with you to get the product you want to you on time. If I do my best. The other thing I'm going to mention, every sale this month, because it's American Indian Heritage Month, and I already mentioned Mount Kearsarge Indian Museum, which is a place I work and has influenced my work a lot. If you want to find out more about my products and how I make my things and behind the scenes and so forth, again, follow me on Facebook. I also have a YouTube channel, and I have all sorts of videos behind the scenes, my inspirations, what inspires the collections, how I go about actually making the designs and so forth. I have a whole video series on guitar straps. I have a whole video series on belts. how, from the very beginning, cutting them out and so forth. So if you want to learn more about how I make my products and so forth, you certainly want to check out those. But again, this month, 10% of anything I sell is going to be donated to Mount Kearsarge Indian Museum. That ends Cyber Monday, so that part goes through. That doesn't affect the prices you pay or anything. But again, 10% off of your purchase, I am going to donate to that museum. So that's a way to help out and give without it really affecting you. So I'm really hoping people will take advantage of that so I can donate more to them, again, to honor Bud Thompson, who we sadly lost in August and was a phenomenal person. He was one of the greatest people to be around. He was a lot of fun, and his legacy, is important to me in carrying on his mission. So that's why I'm donating the 10% this month to honor him. Again, so to order, comment here on this live video. If you want to get the better deal and stuff, you need to, respond today. This deal only runs through today. It ends at midnight. Check out my website, logcabinleatherbyjan.com, and that's going to give you the information to join my email and a chat feature so you can tell me what you want to order, things like that. I think that's the best way to go at this point. That's pretty much going to wrap it up for now. Thank you. I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend and hope you got to have some enjoyed turkey with your family and friends and so forth. And again, the other thing I'll mention quickly is if you join my email, I also have an event that I'm going to call the 12 Days of Christmas. I will be offering special deals and promotions the first 12 days of December. After that, again, shipping and so forth is a little iffy, so that you're going to get your items in time. So that's kind of when I'm cutting off my ordering time. So if you order before, you get special deals. So if you join my email, you get information on those. You will be bombarded with emails a little bit. You'll get a welcome series when you join my email, but again, I'll be also popping in with these other special deals so that you have access to all of them. Well, thanks again. This is Jan Hibbard, Log Cabin Leather by Jan. Have a great day. Bye.